Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I have for you 10 of my favorite road trip travel essentials. I've been doing a lot of road trips lately, and that's kind of why I've been kind of missing in action. And with these road trips, I need to make sure I have all the things that I need to make the trip a success. I usually travel with my 2 children, sometimes my 2 dogs, and my husband. It kind of fluctuates between the people and the animals. But anyways, so these are the things that I absolutely traveling in the car for an hour or more that I need to have with me. So the first thing while traveling is water. I constantly feel dehydrated while driving. So if it's in the morning, I'll start off with maybe a coffee or a tea, or even halfway through the trip, the same thing. But majority of the time I'm sipping on water. And I usually either will pack my water or I'll buy a bottled water. Sometimes I'll put lemon in it and sometimes I will not. So that's number one, what I need. The second thing is dried snacks. When traveling more than an hour, I'd like to make sure that we have a lot of dried snacks. I thought that would be over with when my children were babies, and it is not. So I bring peeled fruit, such as bananas, oranges, anything that I can peel and pull away and it'll stay fresh. Grapefruit that will travel, such as grapes and an apple. I also will pack like nuts and seeds of some sort, sometimes dried fruit or fruit leather, and I'm kind of going through my little travel bag right here, and I always have this with me when traveling as well too. Sometimes I pack a Kind bar or some type of protein bar as well. So that's always in here as well, and I'm trying to figure out where. Oh, here we go. I pack these, sometimes Bear Fruit Crunch Sea Salt Caramel Apple Chips, some type of little chip, something crunchy if we want something crunchy, or Kind bar. I usually put these every time we leave or come back home from a road trip. I restock it with more dried snacks other than the fruit, because they'll go bad, but the things that don't go bad, I'll put them in here. I usually will pack gum in here, mint or cough drops as well. The next thing I like to travel with is a good book. And a good book. Right now I'm reading this Whole Brain Child. In my bag, I'll pack magazines if I don't want to read a book while traveling, or I'll simply bring my iPad or my phone and listen to music or an Audible or some type of podcast. I'll do that as well. If I'm driving, if I'm the driver in the car and everyone's kind of doing their own thing with their earbuds, then I'll put it on my car and it'll go, if I'm listening to an Audible or podcast, it'll play throughout the car, or music for that matter. The next thing, like I said, is earbuds. I have to travel, and I have this little bag here. I'm just going to go through this little bag while traveling. I have in here a charging device. So this, you just charge it up and you can charge your phone or any other type of device that will hold a small iPad cord. So I usually have that nice and charged while traveling. I have my earbuds if I'm the passenger and I don't want other people or distract other people or bother other people. I have those with me. And I also have my my laptop charger with me as well, and my iPad or iPod charging devices for in the hotel room or if I'm camping or whatnot. Sometimes when I'm traveling out an hour, it's a day trip, so I don't really need my laptop or my laptop charger, but it's always in here in this little case here, because when I do travel and I'm away from home for a long periods of time, my laptop always goes with me along with my charger and my earbuds. So that kind of goes into the fifth thing while traveling. I like my lips moisturized and I like my hands moisturized. So I constantly have, I have my Welda Skin Food, which I've talked about before. It's very nourishing. It's like a very thick lotion. And then I also have lip balm for my lips because I like my lips to be moisturized. And then I also have some hand sanitizer. I'm using this right now, the Vanilla Berry Sherbet from Bath and Body Works, and I always have that with me. And next, I always have with me my sunglass cleaning with a cleaning cloth. So I always have that with me. My daughter wears glasses and I wear glasses, and everybody wears sunglasses. So I always have that with me as well too while traveling. So I'm kind of just going through. And then I have this little Tiffany thing, tons of coin in here. When we're traveling, sometimes we go to states or cities that have tolls, and we need small coins and small bills to pay for the tolls so we can get through a little quicker. So I always make sure, if I know I'm traveling and I know there's tolls, I always try to make sure I have some low bills, some smaller bills, meaning 1s and 5s, and then some coins, because sometimes the tolls are only like 75 cents or 50 cents or something like that. I always have pens in my travel bag because sometimes I'm writing down directions and I know I'm going into an area that I might lose, a tower, so I can't get service to my phone. So I always like kind of jot down my phone directions, or I'll screen save it, or whatever. I just need a pen. So I always have pens in here and markers. And then I always have first aid. So first aid is also like Band-Aids and alcohol wipes and things like that. I always have that in my travel bag inside my car when traveling more than an hour away. And like I said, some of these things I don't use every single trip because I'm not traveling that far, but it's nice to have those things in here. Another thing is I also had a DIY on how to make this on my blog, which is www.mywholelotoflove.com. But I have travel games like for my kids because my son is 12 and my daughter is 10, and sometimes they get bored of their devices, and we made this like tic-tac-toe DIY game, so that's pretty cool. And I put that in there, like a few games. My daughter has a travel bag, so she has like Connect 4, card games and things like that if we just get bored for long trips. We traveled this past year 16 hours to Gulf Shores, Alabama, and we traveled the previous year 20 hours to Florida. And we just got back from a trip from New York, which is about 8 to 9 hours. So right there was a whole lot of traveling. So yeah, I have different maps in here. And then I also have, probably goes into, I don't know, we're probably on like 8 or 9 or 10 or something, I'm not sure. Paper towels and Kleenexes in my travel bag, because for some reason, if they're in my car, we blow through them halfway through the trip, the longer trips that is. So I always have like an emergency paper towel and Kleenexes, and sometimes I collect these from like previous places, like if we eat at a fast food place or we go to a restaurant or we're at a gas station, I collect some of their paper towels and things like that to put in here. Sometimes I have little maps and things like that in here, brochures for places that we're going to go to. I'll put those in there as well. If we need any credentials, like if we're going over the border to Canada, I make sure I have those things. If there's any like reservation, forms and things like that that were emailed to me, just so I don't have to deal with the phone issue, I print those out and put those in here as well. I always have my sunnies with me. Those have to be with me. I went on a road trip. When we went to New York and we actually went into the city, I forgot my sunglasses, so of course I had to buy sunglasses when I was in New York. So always make sure you have those. For me, I wear contacts, so I'm always bringing my contact solution and contacts to change in or out of with glasses, because sometimes it gets to be annoying to wear your contacts the whole entire trip. If you're traveling long distance, an hour, I'm okay. So yeah, that is, I think, everything that I pack in my travel bag. If I forgot anything, please let me know in the comments below. If you find this video helpful, give me a thumbs up. And if you're traveling anywhere exciting the rest of the summer, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know. Let me know of any tips, of any of the places that you're going to that you found that were helpful or not so good. We actually just got back from New York City, and I have a vlog for that, so I'll post that and whatnot pretty soon. So yeah, so that's everything that's in my travel bag. And if you want to see more videos from me, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.